Hey guys, this is Lucid. We're jumping back into our game with Hinnom. It is turn 11 in Atlas Shrugged. And so far we've had an okay expansion, given our less than optimal starting position, and we are still taking a couple provinces a turn. Here we are sending our big Melkward in, who I'm not naming. I probably should have named this guy. Arachidon. Acheron. It's a pretty sweet name. Imagine if you named your kid Acheron. Would they get picked on at school, or would they get just be a huge fucking badass? It's like an old Greek name. Sorry, I had Discord beeping at me. I wish there was a way to mute Discord. I'm sure there's a way to go into sound settings and to turn all that off, but sometimes I want that on. But, not at the moment. Actually, maybe I don't. It's kind of the thing with apps. They're always trying to get and hold your attention. Maybe just not having it be able to get my attention is a good thing. So, okay. He kills some dudes. Looks like he's gonna get at least one more kill. Hey, you're in trouble, buddy. 35 hit to the head. Okay, and then we have another battle here where we are retaking our Amazons. And there we go. Unexpected event in Hinnom. Got a Skull of Fire. That's actually really good. This is not an item we could forge easily. I think it would take a Pretender turn later in the game. So that's certainly good news. Get some gold, and then we lose some gold, so okay. It's a bit of a wash, except, okay, it's not a bit of a wash. We got a ton of gold, so it's definitely net positive. The other thing, and I don't know if I start doing it right away, I can start putting this Skull of Fire on my fire dudes, and, yeah. That'll be good for us. Site search 8-bit higher in fire. Now, this whole area has not been claimed, so we're going to come in and take it. This will be our starting point. I like this. Ideally, I get this. I don't think this army is strong enough to take it, though, so we'll see. We'll see. We're continuing to site search. In terms of who do we have site searching, we're getting another air army out to site search this region over here. We've got another shaman, which came out last turn. He is starting to site search over this way. Down here, we've got an air army. We also need to start site searching Astral a little bit. Yeah. Okay, so Giant Palisades, 2 months remaining. Okay, this guy's moving here. We're going to site search. And then the Ami is coming down here. With 2 months remaining, we need to go ahead and move a mage in position to start building a lab. So this guy's coming down, and we're getting more Amis here. Very shortly we're going to switch over to Melkwort production, but my Melkworts are not going to be terribly useful until I have some research, and to get research it's going to be better going Amis, so it's a bit of a trade-off here. We're also starting to recruit Amis here. So that's basically it for this turn. Let's go ahead and go to the next one. Turn 12. We find a few sites here, Labyrinth of Skulls and Mudfield. And then down here, I think, what is this? For some reason I want to say this is the Desert Province. Oh no, this was here. Okay, so, holy shit, so Abyssia has expanded here. I was expecting whoever was over here to come this way. But not only have they expanded here, but they have all these other provinces. Now this is a lot of heavy cav, so this army cannot really do this. So I think what we'll do here is we're going to patrol with these guys. I'm going to need major reinforcements to take this heavy cav province, and that reinforcement will be in the form of Acheron. Who is going to come in and beat them up, hopefully, with the Evening Star. And he can absorb probably a fair amount of the lance charges, too, which would be nice. So he's coming in from this way, and yeah. We have our giant palisade going up too. Where are these guys going? I guess we're just going to sneak up here. Now, at this time, Abyssia has messaged me and said that he's going to go on Marverni, and on one hand, I'm okay with this, in the sense that... So I'm napped with both of them. And in one sense, I'm okay with this because... Marverni probably is going to go for some kind of pig cancer, which I don't particularly want to fight. But that's okay. Abyssia is worse in the late game. There's a lot of things that we're going to be strong against versus Abyssia. Like, our troops are too strong to die from flames from the sky. So are our mages, so we don't have to worry about that. With the basic amount of gear, or... especially if we have Dawnguard bodyguards, which we can recruit anywhere. We're going to be pretty resistant, and especially if we put, some very cheap armor on these guys, we're going to be very resistant to disease demons. We also have healers who can heal stuff from disease demons. Horror spam is a little bit annoying, but we should be able to deal with horror spam pretty well. Even if it's just having an Avite scout, we could have an army of Avite scouts running around retaking our own provinces. Because that's, anyway, how you catch things with horror spam. And if we do that, our scouts are going to be tougher than his scouts, I believe. So there's a pretty good chance, yeah. I don't know, I think we're pretty well set up to fight them in the late game. Yeah, I think we're okay. I'm kind of set up well, I think, to fight either of them in the late game. The concerning thing, though, is that Abyssia stretches all the way from here all the way to here. His capital's here. He presumably has some of this land down this way. I think Ulm started somewhere on this peninsula, so Ulm got a pretty bad starting position. Marverni goes somewhere, like right here. His capital is right here, so he should hopefully have some of this stuff, and then Micklin goes down this way. So anyway, we'll see, but... trying to think if there's anything else in particular. You can see we're mixing Dawnguard in here. I have told Abyssia, too, that I'm going to help versus Marverni. But I'm not going to help right away. I want him to do most of the fighting to fight the Marverni armies, and then I will potentially help. But I'll also potentially turn on Abyssia. I prefer to attack stronger players in the first part of the game rather than weaker players. A lot of people, like Abyssia, is clearly going after like a weaker player, because Marverni does not look very strong. But yeah, that is my preference. But Abyssia has kind of slow map move with his troops, so if he gets a ton of people committed over here and I attack on this side with a lot of dudes, we may be in good shape. But I'm not going to do anything super soon. I don't want to fight anybody till I have Melkort's going with some research. I have good troops. And good troops behind a wall of PD will probably go a long way in this game. But yeah. The other thing... Oh, no, we're not doing it yet. I think I'm going to build a fort here. I want to control... This is an important choke point into my kingdom, because, if I lose this to Abyssia later, he's going to have to come through here, and also, this is the fast way into my realm rather than the wasteland here. So, this is a pretty important point to have forted. So that will be coming up soon. Let's go ahead... doing any expansion yet. Expansion's over. We just have one province left here and one province here. And this one we're going to get with the Melkort. So, expansion's basically over. Let's go ahead and go to turn 13. So turn 13. A festival was held in honor of Baal Hinnom. So we got 3 Dominion, and we got 10 PD. Not bad. Where is that? Here. Nice. We're up to 16. pretty healthy. That'll make for a nice little blood hunting province. We see Machaka getting a lot of the mercs. Coming up here, we're going to take that. That should be no problem. I think I'm being extra safe here. Acheron is moving. I think one of the mages brought the these infantry with them, and I switched them over to Acheron, and he is going to kind of... He can't make it, right? So we're going to waste one turn and then come get it. I could ditch these guys, I think, and make it, and then these guys could go in. And we could position them farther back or something like that. Probably a little farther back still. Like, this would probably work, but there's a chance I lose Acheron, and I don't really want to risk it. And this is like 65 gold, and like, or if I don't lose him, maybe I lose a few troops. I think we're just gonna play it safe here, guys. We're just gonna hang tight. We're gonna put these guys on here, and then we're gonna walk on down. The mages who are here, we've got an Astral Mage site searching now, so that's going. We're continuing to move the air guys around. Here you can see we're cranking out more swordsmen. This fort has now finished. We're upgrading it to a giant fort as we are up here. And yeah, we're site searching, building a temple. All good things. We want to get our Dominion out here. Pretty important. Putting a Holy One Mage inside my forts, even with my low Dominion, if I start blood sacrificing, we will very quickly have my Dominion all in my territory, which is what I want. I'll probably turn off blood sacking when it's spreading into enemy territories like this, but it's okay. Importantly, I think Micklin is working on some rings soon. I'm not sending any rings to any gems to Micklin yet, but very shortly I will send him some gems to make me some rings of water breathing, so I can take this lake, and then also presumably to attack Theodoros. I sent a message to Machaka saying Abyssia has almost half of the mountain range with about 30 provinces. He has a pretty smart and scary bless. You have a large border with him. We need to figure out how to deal with him after he eats Marverni. So I kind of know that he's going to eat Marverni. I don't think it's going to be much of a contest. His bless is actually ridiculous. I think Marverni saw it. I guess he's already attacked Marverni, because I think that was how I found out about it. And Marverni must have told me. So his bless is... We'll go ahead and pull up his troops here. His bless is Barkskin, Blood Bond, and magic weapons. I think maybe a little MR, but basically it's a Barkskin Blood Bond. And at first glance, you might say, well, that's not that great. Well, it's going to give them basically +5 protection, which kicks them up to... it's going to kick them up to, what, 24 or something? And then with Berserker, they're going to get... I think that stacks... I think they get up to like 25 protection or something crazy. But Blood Bond is going to be good because it's going to trigger them to all Berserk at the same time, basically, when they get hit. So any unit that is Sacred, Blood Bond makes a pretty good item on them. Or, I mean, a pretty good bless on them. And yeah, it's actually not just pretty good, it's ridiculous, this bless. The additional protection makes these guys so strong. The fact they have Fire Shield means they are going to just annihilate anybody that doesn't have fire resistance. And they also have fire power, so if you're fighting them in their own dominion, they're even more scary, where they have more attack and more defense. And their attack is going to actually be really high. Once they go Berserk, it's going to be basically +3 from Berserk, and if they're fighting in Heat 3, it's going to be another +3, which is going to be like 18 attack, and then the Morning Stars give them 1 attack, so then it's 19 attack is what you'll see here. If they're fighting shields, then it's another +2 attack. So it'll be 21 attack. So basically they're going to hit every single time if they're fighting a shield, and most every time if they're not. So yeah, they're pretty ridiculous. And that is about it. So yeah, anyway, I think that's about it for this turn. I think I do have the tools for fighting Abyssia, but I would really, best case scenario for me right now is that Marverni mounts. I think Abyssia just attacked him. So best case for me is that Marverni mounts some kind of heroic defense and throws off a bit. Maybe not only throws off Abyssia, but takes a little bit of his land. That would be best case for me. I certainly do not want this enormous nation getting any bigger. Worst case is that Abyssia loses almost nothing and takes Marverni. But even then, it's not that bad. I'm probably going to have to end my nap with Marverni when I see that starting to happen, and then I'll take some of his land and maybe even kick Abyssia off of Marverni. But we'll see. Let me think if there's anything else. I think that's about it for this turn. We'll go ahead and pull up the next one, turn 14. Actually, I think we're going to keep it at 3 turns an episode, so we'll see you guys in the next episode.